So here we go, another episode of the Fantasy Gravel podcast is recording, Maria. We are in the studio in Girona these days. We have a lot of friends and good gravel riders that are in the city. So we are doing these different series of interview. Today we have special guest again. We have Petr Vakoc, and he's spending a lot of time in Girona. So welcome to Casa Athletic.
Thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure, but before we start talking about gravel, how it was as Grail for you?
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm still sore. It's almost a week, but I still feel it all over my body. But no, it's such a nice event. Like not the race only itself, but also the 2 days before. And for me, it was cool experience again to swim in the big bunch, not to ride in a big bunch, but to swim. And it was the second time I did it, and this time I was more comfortable. And yeah, I really did like all out swimming, try to go as fast as possible, and the rest of the day I just really enjoyed. And again, I didn't run at all before the event, so I was completely sore, but it was still worth it.
It was your first time triathlon?
No, it was second time. I did
Okay.
last year the Sgrel as well. So,
Okay,
so I
last
did
year.
2 triathlons, 2 Sgrels.
So you are used to now. So for those that didn't know, Sgrail is the adventure gravel triathlon that Jan Frodeno founded here in Girona. So the athletes, riders go from Cadaqués swimming on the nice bahia. That is super beautiful because you have the white Cadaqués town that is super beautiful. You do all the gravel from Cadaqués up and to Empordà. Then most of the track sometimes go to that direction, and you run 10K. So it was a good challenge.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful course, and really the setting, especially in the morning when you arrive there, just as the sun is rising, and then you swim there. The sea was nicely calm, and all over beautiful event, and the riding there is just so beautiful also. And yeah, but I recommend to run a little bit before it because otherwise it's really painful.
Yeah, no. The run is tough because you have this 5K climb. Just walking, it's really tough. Yeah. Back on gravel, was how you will describe your season so far?
Yeah, it was super good season. I think I was very consistent from start to finish, competitive in every race I take part in. So yeah, it was great. Obviously, it could still be better. There were a lot of missed opportunities due to some technical issues on some races like Unbound or SBT or the last part of the year I was a bit sick, so that influenced the worlds a little bit, but especially the Europeans, the last race. But generally it was a very good season, and I could keep the high level, and I was fighting for a win pretty much in every race, and managed to win some of them, especially Traka, which is a huge success. So I'm super happy with how it went.
So you win from here in Girona, Santa Bai and Traca. So the season started pretty early. It was February in Santa Bai. As an spectators, for us was like kind of a shock because we knew that the riders and the peloton, the new riders are really strong. But for us, La Santa Bai was like, wow, that is something different from last year because the pace was super fast and the riders and the timing. How was your feeling also being inside of La Santa Bai? You had this perception also that the level rise up a lot.
Yeah, there was definitely a huge level, especially you could see it, especially on the last day when we did like a normal stage. And yeah, I came to the race feeling really good. I spent the whole winter here in Girona, and I was preparing for the Cape Epic, which was just like a few weeks after Santa Val. So I knew I was already in decent shape, and for me the season was starting a little bit earlier than for most of other people, but I had absolutely amazing day the first day when I won the prologue, and was flying uphill, which usually is not my terrain. I like it when it's just like shorter climbs, but yeah, on the last day I couldn't believe how good was the level of the group, and given it was mid-February, there were, I don't know, 15 super strong riders, and yeah, the level is rising, and you could see it from the start to the very end of the season.
Um, that level then is increasing. Um, so your season a little bit you had planned before. It changed a bit during the year because you had another goals in mind or you had mechanicals, but also your calendar changed during the season also due to these, and the riders are more competitive right now.
Yeah, my calendar was very close at the beginning of the year when I was planning it as what I did. I did some small changes because also some races just like appeared or I just like made some adjustments. The biggest thing was the Lifetime Grand Prix, which I was part of, but unfortunately there it didn't go really as planned with yeah, flat tires at Unbound and then broken rim on Leadville, so that took me out of the contention there, and so I skipped some of the further races, and especially the final ends that focused on racing a bit more in Europe. But yeah, that was just pretty much the big sugar, the last race of the year, because the season was very long, and with the Cape Epic and some other races also far away, so it was a lot of traveling, and I kind of like planned to do everything and almost stick to doing pretty much everything, and didn't have to do much adjustments. And yeah, I was just like constantly even adding few more races, and yeah, in the end the season was maybe a little bit too long, but as I say, I was feeling really good all year through, and had a little break mid season, but was just like a stop training for a week, but then I kept racing, and actually it went pretty well, and worked well. So yeah, I just like to race a lot and often.
Um, if you could tell something to yourself at the beginning of the season, what will you like thought?
Yeah, I would probably yeah, just like take out few races, because I was still like good, but I was in the moment, and perhaps it would be good to maybe skip 2 or 3 races, and do a little bit of less of traveling, and then maybe in that way yeah, have more focus on some other goals. And yeah, what I would do differently was to probably like spend more time like really preparing for the most important races in terms of testing the material, and yeah, just go a little bit more secure. That was probably the mistake, that it was also partly a fault of like using perhaps equipment that was a bit too risky for the given races. But also like there was a different course. I didn't really know like what to expect, and yeah, tried to do my best. But there was yeah, it's still relatively new for me, and some of the races I did for the first or second time, and maybe you're lucky the first time, and then you come with the same setup the next year, and then you see, okay, actually you probably have to be a little bit more careful. But yeah, so I think that's something I will learn for the next year, and that I'm telling for myself, just yeah, go a little bit more safe.
I think it's a common feeling and common thought during with all the riders. And then we are talking in the podcast, but also in private. Then the season was long, was tough, was like you had a lot of travel. So with that conversation in mind, and you are talking to us, what are the next goals for you in the 2025 season? So you have it decided, or what are the key races for you? Then okay, next year for sure that 3-4 races will be key for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty clear on the key races. I'm not yet clear on the calendar, or like which series I will focus on, because apart from Lifetime Grand Prix that was released a few days ago, the calendars are not really final yet. So And yeah, I applied again for the lifetime Grand Prix. This time it will be much smaller field of, I think, just 22 riders
Yeah.
or something. So I will see if I get the chance again, or also, yeah, if I will actually go for it when I saw the whole calendar. So yeah, I made the application, and then I will see. I think next year it's more doable. You can do 4 trips if you do 5 out of the six races. But yeah, definitely the biggest goals will be the Unbound. It will be Traca, and for the rest, I will have to see. I don't think the World Championships will be a particularly big goal because it's way too much climbing for me. But there are so many other races, and uh, I actually prefer to do it in the way as I did this year, just to have a really good level all year round, and just come to the races and be competitive. I always like to explore new races, so definitely I would like to do either Rift or the Migration race, because these are for a long time on my to-do list. So I hope to do one of those 2 races, and I think that will be like the third big goal.
For Traca, you will stick to the 200, or you are thinking also of 360?
No, I will stick to 100.
Sure.
It's that's my distance. I love racing about 5-6 hours. I think
Okay.
that's where I'm the strongest. I can do also well on 9-10 hours, like is Unbound, but I don't particularly enjoy it. Like once a year, it's good, but yeah, for the moment, yeah, maybe if if it was like completely like standalone race and you can do both like 200 and the 360, then I might give it a try. But no, for me the 200 is the one that I want to go for the win again.
Yeah, you were mentioning about and was a long season and tired about the travels, etc. You are part of the team. Do you think in the future the teams will play a bigger role inside the gravel racing, but also to support that? No, than the races that you participate. If you have a team there, maybe it will help you then to not finish that tired, or also to support you on the logistics, etc.
Yeah, I have a great support, mainly from Kenyon, but also from other sponsors. But Kenyon is amazing in this way that a lot of races and all the important races here in Europe, I'm supported, and all the races in US as well. So maybe 2/3 of the calendar, I have somebody there from Kenyon to help me with the bike, to help with the feeding, and that's super important. Like the travel itself is still on me, and usually also like taking care of the accommodation and the travel. That's still done all personally. I also have support from Isador. We have this last team last dance, which yeah, it's not like a completely like a proper team that we would like travel together all the time or have the support. So it's more like this identity, and the team provides us with support on some races, but it's mainly the visual identity, and they also really take care well about the like the lifestyle or the of the or like part of the racing, that it's not only about the racing and
Yeah.
results, which still is like the main point, and I have it set up that for me it's mostly about performance, but it's also important to show the other way, and the media side, and
Yeah.
that's what Isador is doing great. And then I also have SRAM as another sponsor, which also support me on some races. So in the end, I'm super well supported.
Yeah.
Talking about teams, do you think there will be like proper teams soon?
Yeah, I think it will. There will be more and more teams and more teams tactics. I hope it will not be happening fast, because I have to say I really enjoy this like one against one like each other, racing each other, and not so much like team tactics, especially in case when there is like one or two strong teams and then bunch of individuals, then it influences the races a lot. And yeah, I like the races that are really hard, and that the selection is made
Yeah.
by racing hard, and not by team tactics and numbers. So yeah, I'm hoping it will still keep like that for a while, and I hope it will not change
Yeah.
much.
Then you mentioned now that what do you love more about gravel racing?
I mean, I like the whole package a lot. I have to say, I was thinking often like about like, especially last year. This year not so much anymore, but last year was like, do I miss road cycling? Would like to be back in road cycling, and like looking at some races, and I watched Strade Bianche or Tour de France, and I think like I would like to be there, and I miss this. But looking at the whole picture, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that, and I love the part of the gravel. It's like for me that it's still about the performance, it's still about the training, it's but it's also about like the freedom to choose where I want to race, and the ability to travel with my girlfriend to the races. And actually she is also like making a huge support for me on a lot of races, so that's the most important part of the support team. And for me, the gravel racing is like great combination of the performance with like a normal life as well, and then it's not like separate. So for me, it's amazing. I'm traveling a lot. I'm traveling more than I would have to, or that I have demands, and I race more often. But I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy the part of like. Approaching the sponsors, coming up with the race program, and arranging everything for the races, and kind of like yeah, uh, running this small team of one with everything around.
If the pro riders receive a wild card for the championship in gravel, maybe for the Strade Bianche you can receive a wild card to be part of the team.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I wanted to propose actually to the organizer, like if they would like to perhaps invite like gravel team from outside. So that would be cool. I haven't done it. I should reach
That will
out.
be good. No? If they do one side, one direction, they can do the other
Yeah,
direction. So maybe
yeah,
one team could be really interested on that.
that would be cool. Or like just like yeah,
Being
I don't
heard.
know. But yeah, I think it's would be difficult, but I
Yeah.
think we should find a way.
If you could tell now, like 3 gravel races that if you win, your life change, what would you choose?
Yeah, I mean, obvious one is Unbound for sure, because that's the race that everybody considers most important, and I would say in the gravel world is even more than the world championships. So I think that changes a lot. But already, like for me, like finishing there second last year, it really helped to properly start my career, and I think that was super important. And so would be super nice to win it, and it's a huge goal for me. But I think that wouldn't be that like a huge impact anymore. Perhaps, yeah, for sure, in terms of like sponsorship and this. But already now it allows me to race in the way and to live in the way I really want. But yeah, that's the one I would definitely like to win. And of course, like yeah, trying for the world championships, that's a huge thing, because riding in the rainbow stripes and the jersey, that's something I've been dreaming since I was a kid. And yeah, that would be huge. And actually, if I could choose like personally, Ironbound or World Championships, I would choose the World Championships.
Good, good. Um, you were explaining before that you took part initially of the Lifetime Grand Prix, but you did a lot of Graveler Series races, but you did also a lot of UCI. That are the major 3 leagues that we have right now. What are the positive things to each one? No, then what thing that you like a lot of Lifetime, Gravelers, etc. Than you like it?
Yeah, but like starting with
Yeah.
Lifetime, I like that like for the races are big. Like it's the media attention on it's just like huge, and you feel like kind of like racing the big races on the road. No, perhaps not in terms of like how many like spectators are there, but you see with the media crew, with like the documentary they do, with So it's really nicely done, and it you can see that it has like a huge value in the US. What is the disadvantage? It's very difficult to do it when you are from Europe because you have to do each trip separately, and also like the individual races, they are, apart from few, they are not like spectacular courses or like yeah, it's some of them yes, but for example this Schwammergen, I still haven't learned how to how to pronounce it properly. It's like a very short like mountain bike race with hardly any technical parts. So it's like, yeah, I don't know, Crusher and Tasher, like a relatively small race in yeah, just like climbing. So it's not like the race itself something that, I mean, you would say it's worth like coming to the US, but and unfortunately also on those races you don't have like that big field because yeah, it's not like an international racing apart from Unbound and perhaps like Big Sugar. Also there are not that many international races, so it's a pity that yeah, if it was perhaps yeah, some different races and you had more like a proper international competition and also like a very nice races. So that's the thing. Yeah, about UCI, it's like each race is kind of like different. You don't really know like if it will be like a super tough race that's suited for mountain biking, and or if it's like a road race pretty much. But and also the level of organization, some are like super nicely put, some was quite like disaster. So there is nothing that like kind of like connects the races, but the thing is that like no matter where you race, there is always like really good level. You have often at least few World Tours pros racing there, so that's like cool. You can like test yourself about, and yeah, there is always like a big competition. Disadvantage, I would say, like most of them, they are pretty short to my liking, but yeah, it's like there are so many and you can pretty much like choose which one you do, and yeah, so you have always like, you can pick those that are interesting, and you don't have to do like the whole series. And then yeah, the gravel R series, like at least from the races I've done, you always know that the race will be like super well organized. The media coverage is always like perfect. You have always nice pictures, videos from it. The races are in beautiful location, and it's always has been like a good, really good experience. Uh, and but I feel like the biggest down point, it's like it's still not like really consolidated with like the series and the points and the system. But I think I'm there like working on that, and it will be probably different next year. But I would say like, yeah, for the experience, if you do the gravel R series, you have always like guarantee that that it will be like a nice course, and it will be well organized, and there will be like a good level, and yeah, so they have very nice standard there.
Now that you mentioned that, and also before about the rainbow jersey, what is the perfect distance course for you to imagine the gravel walls in your mind, and also you can win?
Yeah, it would be a race of like 5 to 6 hours of racing, and with yeah, they're quite like technical, and with like let's say a lot of short climbs, like a hard race in terms of like, yeah, up and down, and technical parts, and like a hard finish, hard final with some like punchy climbs, and best would be like even like uphill sprint to be sure, like kind of like I don't know, 1 kilometer uphill to finish. That would be my thing after a hard race.
That's good. Not similar of the Flanders this year.
No.
So you are spending a lot of time in Girona. What do you think makes Girona special for a gravel rider?
Yeah, I've really started to like or fall in love with Girona already during the time I was racing on the road. I would come pretty much every winter in the last 10 years or so for a month or two, and especially like when the start of the season was coming closer, so like January, February after the first camps and during the first races. And yeah, for me it's the combination of the weather, of the terrain, because already on the road you have pretty much almost unlimited options here, and a lot of small roads, very little traffic, and on the gravel the options are even bigger, and I'm still discovering new paths. And yeah, and you have always like somebody to train with. And for me, big part is also like it's a beautiful city, and it's you don't feel like if you come even for longer or shorter that you are on a training camp. It's like you are part of the life, and you feel like a local pretty early. There is amazing food, amazing coffee, and yeah, so it's a very nice place to
The coffee
live.
is exceptional. We travel a lot too, and you sometimes miss the coffee in Girona when you are in remote areas, also a big cities. I think the level of the coffee in Girona are not easy to find everywhere.
Yeah, but for example, in Prague, you can find it as well. Like Prague coffee culture is also amazing, and the food as well. So that's one thing you find there as well.
And then you mentioned about the community in Girona. When do you think you are more popular? The people ask you for autograph more often in Girona or maybe in US?
Uh, I would say, especially now after the World Championships, it's in Belgium, because
Okay.
I spent I think 8 years racing for Alpecin and Quickstep, so for Belgian teams. And yeah, there during the World Championships, I did probably more like signatures than during the rest of the year, but was still mainly from the road racing. But it's cool. People had like 5-year-old photos of me that they took themselves. But yeah, I mean, here I could see that being part of the lifetime Grand Prix, that it was way different than when I came last year for the second time. I was kind of this like mysterious friggin' rider nobody knew. But this year I saw I had like quite a lot of support during the races, and yeah, it was really nice. And it's quite nice, like this feeling of being recognized around.
Yeah, no, and it's coming to some race. I think we miss to push also. No, one is the reasons that we create the fantasy. Is that like became to use a tool for the general public also to know more who is Peter, who is Mattia, who is Rosa, etc. No, that is one of the main reasons we create the project. But we are seeing more spectators on the gravel races. For example, the other day with Mattia, I was mentioning that in the Sea Otter in Girona, I saw a lot of people cheering during the course. I think the course was quite easy to follow by bike. So I like that feeling that you are racing and some fans can be cheering for you in gravel.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now you see like more and more people, and yeah, it's something that you will really enjoy as a rider. It pushes you to go harder. And
Perfect. So we have two questions to end. First, Maria.
Yeah, first, you have to choose one positive word for the gravel concepts that I will tell you. First one is lifetime Grand Prix. One word.
To be honest, Matia
yeah,
didn't do think one
no,
word, but
no,
you can do
But-
two.
but yeah, no, but like
I mean, you can
That's
choose
it.
two.
yeah, I'm looking for the right word, but I would say like I don't know, excitement,
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
For Unbound,
grit,
for Graveler series,
fun.
Oh, good.
for Traka.
See, it's so hard to find one word.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. One word.
I give you another one.
Yeah.
For UCI,
Surprise.
okay, and for Gravel Walls,
Like the World Championships, you mean? Yeah, it's like prestige.
okay.
Good. On to end, think that, I don't know if it will be more easy, more difficult now, but we are ending this series of podcasts and conversation to asking after the season is end. who do you believe is the best gravel of the year for men and women, without you on the equation?
Yeah, in